everyone, and welcome to another episode of Exploring Cinema. I'm Nate.
Welcome back. I'm Dylan.
Yes, welcome back to the few of you who have hopefully joined us for one of our first couple episodes.
Catching the wave at the very beginning. Congratulations.
We do have another show on YouTube and in podcast form called Speak, Film, and Enter, where we do new movie reviews. We created the second channel, Exploring Cinema, as just kind of a place to talk about older movies.
Yep.
And this fit perfectly with the July 50% off Criterion Collection sale at Barnes & Noble, which we were very excited to learn about for the first time. Apparently, we learned this is a yearly thing, so we're a little late to the party here.
We are, but we're here for it now.
Celebrate that we're here now, I think, is a good thing. So we wanted to share with you guys the movies that we grabbed when we just went nuts and kid in a candy store experience at Barnes & Noble, grabbing these 50% off Criterion Blu-rays.
And I don't know if we're alone in this, but it starts off with you get the Criterion app and you're like, okay, I can watch these movies on here. I don't need to go buy them. I can just watch them. And then you watch some really good ones and you're like, okay, that was really good. I'll remember to watch that again. And then you start seeing the artwork and all the special features. You just start getting the itch. And then a couple movies leave the app and you're like, I done messed up. So we started with just having the app, and now both of us are buying Criterion editions.
Yes, too many of them.
Somewhat regular basis.
Also, this was interesting. I thought that you and I took very different strategies what we were interested in buying, whereas you kind of went about it as, I have to have seen this movie and know that I love it in order for it to be worthy to be on my shelf, basically, and for it to be worthy of my money. Which I think is the sane way of doing this, and the way that most people would approach such things when you're like buying something.
Yep.
For me, for whatever reason, I sort of viewed this as an opportunity to see a lot of things that I've never seen before. And some of these movies you can rent. I mean, for like $4. I can't quite explain why I felt like, ooh, I've never seen this, I'll buy it. One is, I think I've gotten better over the years at having a decent idea of what I'm going to like and what I won't. We can always be wrong on that, both directions sometimes. But, and I don't know, I think it kind of acts as some motivation for me as well. And it was more exciting for me to see movies that I've never seen before and like hold them.
Yeah.
I think because I read a lot as well, and like that's like I buy books that I haven't read before, as a lot of people do, and I think that's part of where that came from too. Is kind of the excitement of discovery.
Okay, for sure.
For so I'll start. You
go first.
I've got 6 movies here. You've got 4, I think, and then we have a little bonus at 5. The end. You've got 5.
Or I suppose counting the bonus gave away the ending.
I bought 6, you bought 4, and we got a little bonus that we'll share at the end that somewhere else we were able to find a fun little Criterion deal. So for me, the first one that I bought, All That Jazz, a Bob Fosse film, as it says here on the cover. I've never seen All That Jazz, but I've seen Cabaret, which is one of my favorite musicals of all time. This is about Bob Fosse, written by Bob Fosse and directed by Bob Fosse, and Roy Scheider plays him. So I'm also just fascinated to see Roy Scheider in a musical role.
Yeah.
So this has just been on my watch list for a very long time, and I saw it and I thought, like, we're doing it. This is I can't imagine not liking this movie. So very excited to get into All That Jazz. And then of course a lot of them have interesting looking special features.
Yeah. Rattle some of them off if any in particular catch your mind.
Yeah, they're always hard to read on the back here because they're not in like list form. It's in like a paragraph. So just some interviews and some documentaries. Commentary from Roy Scheider looks really interesting.
Okay.
Interviews with Fosse biographer. That one sounded really interesting to me too.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a very nice choice. Maybe we'll have to watch that together when you're ready to crack it open. My first choice was a movie that we watched recently. We put it off for a long, long time. Seemed like a movie I wouldn't like. Instead, I think it's safe to say we both loved it. And that is Brazil, see if I can. There it is.
There we go. Yeah.
Look at that. The Terry Gilliam director approved exclusive Criterion edition. Some of the extras include the Love Conquers All version, the studio's 94-minute happy ending version of Brazil. Also a documentary about the contentious making of and production of it. And also, as a HVAC professional myself during the day, this has the patron saint of all HVAC technicians, and Harry Tuttle, excuse me, Harry Tuttle, played by none other than legendary actor Robert De Niro. So any more of that I can get, any deleted scenes or whatever, I'm all about it. And the artwork, which when I would see it on Letterboxd, kind of made me think like, this movie's really weird. I don't know if I'm really in the mood for that. Now I love it, and I think it's great. So
that was a great choice. I almost grabbed that one as well. I think once I saw that you did, I was like, I'll have access to it if I ever really feel the need.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So my second one is actually the only one that I purchased that I've seen before. And that's because it's one of my favorite movies of all time, and that is Bull Durham.
Nice.
Directed by Ron Shelton, starring Kevin Costner, Tim Robbins, and Susan Sarandon.
Mm-hmm.
Huge baseball fan, easily my favorite sport, and this is the best baseball movie. And I mean, 2 audio conversations featuring Shelton and Kevin Costner and Tim Robbins, conversations with Shelton and a film critic, reactions from like professional athletes about the movie.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I think there's something else in here about like the actual Durham Bulls.
Okay.
As well, because they're a minor league team for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I just saw the special features seemed cool enough, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. So that one, I think you even handed it to me.
I did. I saw it on the shelf. I assumed you were going to be like, oh, I have that. And then you were like, I actually don't. I was like, well, you're welcome.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
All right. Back to me. Another movie that I watched on the Criterion app, took a chance on it, absolutely loved it. And the cover is just so cool. That's deep cover. Look at that artwork.
That Lawrence is some Fishburne. Of my favorite cover art of any Criterion Blu-ray I've seen.
Yeah, that's how you do it right there. Lawrence Fishburne, we're big Lawrence Fishburne fans. I'm a huge Lawrence Fishburne fan. He kills it in this 1992 movie, which maybe you've never even heard about. Seems kind of a cult classic. Basically, the plot is a uniformed police officer is recruited by the DEA to infiltrate a drug smuggling ring looking to expand its operation. You've seen it a million times, right? But
not like this.
This has a way of freshening it all up, and I definitely can see, and I've heard how this was influential on a lot of crime movies that came out later in the 90s. It also has Jeff Goldblum popping up in it, and it's a fun kind of just a fun action movie that's really under the radar, and a lot of people don't know about it, but I love. And a lot of cool features. 4K digital restoration, all that, interview with the director, but also a conversation with a scholar, this person, and DJ podcaster, this person, about the film's title track and its importance to the history of hip hop. So
I'm going to need to come over and watch those special features with you.
Yeah, the music is great and on point in this movie, and that's a lot the subject of a lot of the features. So I'm excited.
Fishburne definitely like just one of the coolest people in the 90s.
Oh my god, yeah. And this was right around the time of Boys in the Hood, and he was he was in the zone.
Yeah, and Searching for Bobby Fischer.
Oh yes, what a run!
How cool he is in that movie.
I know.
Yeah. My third was Day for Night by Francois Truffaut, same director as The 400 Blows, which Dylan and I are huge fans of.
Yep,
this is kind of his backstage story. It's about people making a movie. And so it's about like the actors and the director and the writers and just kind of on set drama and between days. I've never seen it. So I think that synopsis is pretty accurate, but I'm sure there's a lot more to it. And this one has just been so high on my watch list for so long. And I saw it there. I think it was just finally like I've thought about getting it before. Yeah. And I finally held it in my hand. And also, like, I love the cover art here. Yeah. This is some of my favorite as well. Just the drawings there and kind of the playfulness of it. And all those people just stacked on top of each other. Like, playful chaos is kind of what I get
Yeah.
from this cover art, which yeah, really, really looking forward to watching Day for Night pretty soon.
All right. My next one, maybe the definition of delightful. This is a movie that I saw long ago. I've rewatched many times. It's always great. That is Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes, I have this one.
Um, yes, and because you have this one, I would like tell us a little bit about the features because I know you've watched some of them and they're super cool.
Yeah, so some of my favorite stuff for the features are just I didn't know that they actually went out and recorded this. Like they like rented a farm, basically. Like a lot of like all animated movies, like audio recordings are done like in studios.
Yeah.
But in this, they like actually went and like there are scenes of like George Clooney like running around in a field with like a guy chasing him with the mic. Like doing a scene like where they're kind of like getting in it and like down and dirty. And
Yeah.
it's so funny to watch whenever they eat and they kind of do that like they eat
The
like
ravenous.
violently like a
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
And watching like him and Bill Murray do that and kind of sitting across from each other when like Fox and Badger are arguing.
Yeah.
Like that stuff is fantastic. So
Okay.
I really got a kick out of that particular part of the special features.
Yep. I'm very excited to break that one
Yeah.
open.
Back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Back to me for a movie I hadn't even heard about until until a month ago, and a little more laid, kind of, not as aggressive with the artwork here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is The Ice Storm, directed by Ang Lee, which has a crazy cast. This is kind of one of those. It's made in the 90s, but it takes place in the 70s, kind of one of those dysfunctional nuclear family kind of movies where kind of a look behind the facade or through it to kind of some dysfunction, where it's got Kevin Kline, Joan Allen, and Sigourney Weaver. And then a bunch of younger people who became stars play the kids in this movie. And it's Tobey Maguire, Christina Ricci, Elijah Wood, and Katie Holmes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I saw that, and it's Ang Lee, and a lot of the reviews I read were really good. So this was one that I kind of had my eye on, and I was specifically looking for. So I was not grabbed by the artwork here, which is interesting, but not something like Day for Night or Deep Cover, I think, where if you haven't heard, like, it's easy to just kind of look past that.
Yeah.
But I was specifically looking for this one because it seems really up my alley, and that cast just looks incredible.
Yeah. No, that's a good find. All right, I see your Ice Storm, and I raise you Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai.
I haven't seen it. I need to.
A film by director Jim Jarmusch from 1999, starring Forrest Whitaker. It's Jarmusch's take on like a hitman mob movie, but with hip hop and philosophy like sprinkled throughout.
Yeah.
And kind of an homage to like samurai lifestyle. And
but it's like urban, right?
Yeah, it's very urban. It's 1999 like New York, like, and the RZA does a lot of the music, and so similar to Deep Cover, the music was like used in very cool ways and kind of influential. So a lot of the features have to deal with that. And Q&A with Jarmusch. I mean, that's always the thing. Or Forrest Whitaker. And it's interesting because it's basically, I was looking at the cast, it's basically Forrest Whitaker and then a bunch of dudes who play mobsters in mob movies. but like no one that you'd recognize, but like, oh, that face, and like, oh, that face. But
isn't Gary Farmer in it?
Let's see. No, I don't think so.
I thought he was.
What was his name?
Gary Farmer, the guy from Dead Man.
He pops in, but he's not.
I think
he's
he
not
pops
a major
in because Letterboxd says he's in it because I watched an interview from the Dead Man, which I already had, with Gary. You and I watched that with Gary Farmer, and he mentioned being in Ghost Dog.
Okay, yep. So he must have had a part then. He's not popping up on IMDb, but Jamie Hector has a bit part in it, and he went on to play Omar, or not Omar. Oh my gosh, Marlowe in The Wire.
Ooh, I need to watch this movie. It really seems up my alley.
It is cool. So, also, Damon Whitaker as young Ghost Dog. I don't know if that's Forrest's son or
I would think probably.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, classic.
is that
I
it for
can't
you?
wait
Is
to
it
watch
the
with
last?
you. From the Barnes and Noble sale,
Okay.
those are my
So then
four selections.
I've got two more.
Okay.
First, I really like this cover. I find it very intriguing. Rumblefish,
Yeah, yeah.
Francis Ford Coppola. Another adaptation of a novel by it was like S.E. Hinton, the author of The Outsiders.
Yep.
And this stars Matt Dillon in a role that Ethan Hawke called the greatest like teen performance ever, which is very intriguing to me because Ethan Hawke is not nobody.
That's yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so I
very
mean
high
that's it
praise.
for me. Like I do like The Outsiders. I don't love it, but like Coppola, and I've read great things about Rumblefish, and I just want to see that performance from Matt Dillon. So
I would
that
definitely
one
check that out. I feel like maybe a Rumblefish Ghost Dog double feature, kind of some
I'd do that for
urban
sure.
crime
Yeah.
with directors we like. Yeah,
Hmm.
that could be cool.
And then I just had to grab the directorial debut from Peter Bogdanovich,
Ooh.
Targets, starring Boris Karloff, sort of a new Hollywood meets old Hollywood, about an actor, I believe, who kind of turns into a hitman when he's kind of disaffected and sort of goes
Okay,
nuts a little bit. And
moonlighting
that
as a hitman.
maybe I think it's more like he goes crazy and it's like a mass shooting.
Okay, okay. It's not like he's acting and
No,
hitmanning.
no, no, no. It's
It's not
not
like
Barry.
Barry. Okay.
No, no. I think this is Boris Karloff playing a guy who just kind of loses it. And
All right.
yeah, so that one seems very interesting to me. So that was it for what we purchased, and we promised you a little surprise at the end here. And Dylan, you can go
Yeah.
first. So give us a 30-second backstory on what the surprise
Yeah.
here is.
So, small town, a suburb of Minneapolis that I grew up in, Robbinsdale, had a wonderful video store, Video Universe. I've been going there since I was a little kid with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward 30 years almost, and they are the last video store in Minneapolis, and I believe in Minnesota. And they finally closed their doors, and we were able to go and kind of check out their going out of business sale and look for some gems. I wish we would have gotten there a little sooner. I think there was an
Yeah,
opportunity for us to come home with a real haul from that, but we were still able to get some gems and even find some Criterion ones. So this is an OG Criterion collection. I think this is from 1999. Or maybe the early 2000s, but it's an OG, and this is the sci-fi classic RoboCop.
I've still never seen that, and I really want to watch it.
So I've only seen it once. I saw it with my dad. Classic, like Friday night. I was probably like 8th, 9th grade or something.
Yeah.
Friday night at dad's house. Picked up RoboCop, pizza, watched it. So it just felt perfect for that to be like the choice. And also Criterion Collection. It's probably got some cool features, and I would love to rewatch it. It's one of those where when I saw it, I think I was a little too young, and I just thought like it's kind of intense, and like I wasn't picking up on all the themes, but it's highly regarded, and apparently it's aged very well. So I am excited to check this out.
Possibly a future exploring cinema.
I think that would be fun. I think that would be fun.
I think so too. So what I was able to get, Wes Anderson is in my top 5 favorite directors. Loved his new movie, Asteroid City. I was able to snag
the
DVD of the Royal Tenenbaums, sort of earlier release where there's a Blu-ray of it now, but like just finding like with all the features and everything on here for just like $10.
Yeah,
absolutely worth it. Really cool find. So yeah, thank you very much for suggesting that trip. That I had a blast.
And just to check in now, the Wes Anderson collection, you have most of them in hard copy now at this point, right?
Yeah, I don't have Bottle Rocket or what's the Bill Murray Ocean?
Steve Zissou.
Yeah,
the
Life Aquatic.
Okay.
Steve Zissou. I don't have those from the Criterion Collection, but I do have Tenenbaums, Rushmore, Moonrise Kingdom, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Nice. So Life of Dogs, you got to get in there too.
I
love dogs. Life of Dogs. Isle of Dogs. You got to get in there too. All right. Well, this was fun. Hopefully, they have these sales, so we'll see if there's another episode like this. But we're just riding the high of the new Criterion purchases, so wanted to share that with you all. And I believe it's your turn to put a wrap on the show.
It is.
All right, take it away.
The rose goes in the front, big guy.